I'ma show you, man.
And right away, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. The best starting field position you could possibly have. 1st and goal from the 1. Penny will try to punch it in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
Short of the goal line.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now it's Wilson. Trying to set up the screen, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it off. He's at the 50, 30, the 20, 10, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Justin Tucker lining up for the...
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
Returnable for Dorsett. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Calais Campbell finding his way home for the sack.
At the 17-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
3rd and long. It's Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. That pickup goes for 25. What a flip of the script from fourth down to first.
49-yard line.
They go play action with Wilson. That's caught by Penny. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Call it a pickup of 7, and it's a second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
To throw again is Wilson. They set up the screen to Penny. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Again, Wilson. His throw caught at about the 5. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. That's good for 28 yards. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 1st and goal and a chance to make amends for the earlier pick 6. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
And the Ravens first down.
Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Jamal Adams there on the tackle. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 50-yard line.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Going deep here for Bryant. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
At the Seahawks' 10-yard line.
These two teams all tied after 1.
With the score tied 7-7.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here, not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
They run it with Carson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
The tackle made back at the 47-yard line.
This is Carson. Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there.
That's what it is, baby. That's what it is.
Way in, touchdown, Seattle. Chris Carson with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
So conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And they'll begin by running the option. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up
From the gun, it's Jackson.
at the 17-yard line.
That is caught left side by Bryant. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And, Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up second.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
Expect nothing less, baby. Expect nothing less.
First down and more for Jackson. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 27 yards. And the Ravens have once again taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Touchdowns on back-to-back drives, so a very good flow right now offensively.
Hard to slow them down, too, because they are locked in. Feel like the offense coordinator is a little bit ahead of the defensive guys right now. They're beating them to the punch with their play calls. They've got a nice rhythm they're locked into. How can the defensive guys come up with something that'll disrupt that flow? That's what they're seeking right now.
Well, it's been an exciting sequence to watch. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it'll move the chains.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
First and 10.
You're trailing. You're trying to get points late in the half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. They'll start by running the option to the right. And some room to work. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 40 yards as the Ravens push further out in front.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Let's go. 14, run it.
Play action. Now Wilson. There goes a deep ball. End zone. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Set. Incomplete. It's
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
Intercepted by the Ravens. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
The Seahawks trailing, but they will have possession first here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
First and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do?
It got his man complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Carson. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And that is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 26. And he'll get this back across the midfield stripe and down to the 47-yard line. Tough one there. First drive of the 3rd quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
1-yard gain.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Give him a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it still brings up 4th.
Brings up 4th down.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And he's got Snead. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Willie Snead, 39 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Returnable for Dorsett. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100.
And my goodness, another interception.